But the topic for this week is reverse engineering your money story. And I wanted to give you a little context for where this came up. So this summer was a hard summer for our family financially. My husband's business has really, we're still not really sure why, has really lagged a lot. And my business has been growing, but it has not grown at the pace that my husband's had slowed down. And so we did a lot of things over the summer to kind of re-engage his list and figure out how to serve them best. But there was a lot longer stretches between checks for us for our family. And those of us who are entrepreneurs, that that's kind of how it goes. Some months are really good and some months are slower, and that's part of the work of being a business owner, is learning how to keep that revenue coming in and being consistent. So it was a hard summer. We worked really hard. It was hard in the sense of like when you're lifting weights, right? I wouldn't say that that was a bad thing, but there were moments of frustration and being tired and not having quite as much downtime as we would like on the summer, right? And I was feeling ashamed about all of that because I brought it to show you guys. Is that showing up? Yeah. I literally wrote a book on changing your money story. And it kind of felt like the summer, and here we are struggling again. So I wrestled with that a little bit over the summer. And so a few things happened. One was I went on like a day with some friends for some prayer and connection. And I talked with them about how I was feeling about money. And I told God, if this is just a phase we're going through to kind of build our muscles, then fine. But if there is something in me that's keeping me from the abundance that you have for me, I need you to show me what that is. So, i.e., what beliefs about money am I playing out in this season of my life? Because um, this book was written about healing your money story, and it is available on Amazon if you guys want to look for it. Um, and because I grew up, when I wrote that book, what I was coming out of was a money story where I grew up believing that money was wrong and evil. And the love of money is what's evil, not money, right? Money's just a tool. It's like me calling a hammer bad. A hammer's not bad unless I bash somebody in the head with it. Otherwise, it's a really useful, helpful tool, right? Same with money. But a lot of us have really kind of broken beliefs about money because, frankly, there's not many people that teach us healthy things about money. So, what I realized was that I had healed that original money story, but I replaced it with another one. And my current money story, I'm actually going to save that to the end because now I want to dive in. So we'll tag you, and hopefully you guys will get a lot of help out of this. And I want to make sure to keep it within a short period so you guys can digest it and do the exercise or so. So I will come back to that at the end. And I will tell you what my new money story is. And what we're going to do is walk you through an exercise, and I may even put the steps in the comments. So as you're watching this, make sure you have something to write with. It is actually important that you do the writing because it stimulates certain parts of the brain. So step one for this is I want you to name the pattern. What keeps happening with money in your life? What's the pattern? Some people naturally have a pattern where they make money really easily. Some people seem to get stable and then they end up going into debt again. Whatever that is, that pattern, write down what you observe. And at this point, I don't want you to write down your feelings about that. And just what is the pattern? What happens in your relationship with money? Okay. Some of you might spend it the second that you get it. Maybe you undercharge or you over deliver of the things you didn't charge people for. Avoid looking at your numbers. Um, feel exhausted a lot when you deal with money. Okay. Write down the pattern, 1 or 2 sentences, just the facts. Okay. Step number 2 now is when we look at the feeling. So this is going one layer deeper. So this is the observable pattern that you don't like and would like to change. Next is one layer deeper, and how do you feel about the pattern? So not about money in general, about the actual pattern that you have with money. For me, I just was tired of it. I was tired. And I felt a little bit ashamed because I felt like I thought I already dealt with this area, right? I wrote a book on it. And why am I wrestling? Why am I struggling with this here again? Okay. So how you feel is going to connect you to the beliefs that you have about it. Okay. Step 3 is trace it back. So I want you to think back, close your eyes if you need to, take a minute to be quiet if you need to. Where did you first feel that feeling around money? How old were you? What was happening in your house, your family, your world? You're not going back to blame them. You're going back to finding the origin. Because part of how we shift beliefs around things is recognizing what they came out of. So my pattern with money, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to tell you this now. I don't want to distract you from your process. So we'll skip that. So step 4 is name the belief. So what belief matches up that would make your pattern make sense? So if your pattern is that you tend to keep undercharging people for new work, maybe the belief is I'm not worth that. If you spend it immediately every time you get it, maybe the belief is it won't last anyway. So why not enjoy it now? Excuse me. If you avoid your numbers, maybe the belief is that it's always bad news, and I just don't want to deal with the bad news. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you my journey with this, just as an example. Preferably when we do these, we have live examples, but not today. So we're going to use mine as an example. So, my money belief was that money is supposed to be hard to earn. And so you're supposed to work hard for it. Like it would almost be wrong if it came easily and naturally. And when I was doing the prayer time with my friends, what I recognized was, why is that a moral thing? Like, why should it have to be hard? And for me, and for some of you, especially those of you with an active spiritual life, some of this stuff is often connected to a religious upbringing or our assumptions about how God feels about money. But like in my example, when I realized when that belief became conscious, because it had been subconscious, I didn't realize I believed it. I had replaced the belief that money was evil, but I had replaced it with money. You should have to work hard for money. And I realized, I'm really okay with not working hard for money. I'm not okay with doing shoddy work, and it has actually led to a little bit of a shift in my business to where I'm even dialing in even tighter what I'm really good at, because I'm really good at writing. I was talking to a friend about it, is like breathing for me. And so I am starting to dial that in, and you might actually see a shift in this group. I'm actually praying through about what that's going to look like, but you might actually see a shift in this group to be focusing more in on copywriting skills, particularly because, unless you've been in the online space for a while and taken some classes and stuff, nobody teaches you how to do that. Um, so write down the beliefs. And then number 5 is write the new story. What do you want the new story to be? And it's not, I want it to be something that you can line up with intellectually as well as your heart. Something that feels like, oh yeah, that'd be really nice to interact with money in this new way. And it is okay if it takes a minute in order for you to kind of come to terms with intellectually and spiritually, you're okay with that as well. I am okay with money coming easily. I am okay bringing in money for things that are not hard for me because I'm going to do that. I'm going to help with that for people it is hard for, right? And so in working in my strengths, I am giving a gift to somebody who doesn't have that strength. I'm either teaching it and helping them to make it their own strength, or in some of the cases of my corporate clients, I am actually just doing the writing for them. I'm finding their voice, what's really important to them, and then I am doing that for them and taking that off their plate. So that is it. I'll go over those steps just one more time since we don't have, I wanted to do slides, but I don't think I can do that in Facebook Live. So name the pattern, find the feeling, connect it to the first time you felt that feeling is 3, name the belief, and write the new story. And if you feel comfortable, I know this is a really personal topic for people, but I would love to hear what your new money story is under this video. And that is it for now. We will see you guys next time.